Hello and welcome back. I am Brian Brummer with Rubato Photo. You can check me out on rubatophoto.com or on Facebook at Rubato Music and Event Photography and on Instagram and Twitter at Rubato Photo. Today we're going to go through part two of the walkthrough of my workflow. And basically what that's going to consist of is everything I do to set myself up for success when I go into developing, exporting, uploading to my website, Facebook, backing up through Flickr, all of that stuff. Setting myself up for success now at the beginning is going to make it so much simpler later. I'm not going to have to go in and type in file names and type in captions and all that stuff. Doing it all at this point makes everything a whole lot faster. So it may seem really tedious, but trust me, it will pay off in the end. And the first thing I'm going to do is talk about metadata. As you saw at the end of the previous video, I have a metadata preset that I applied to the photos when I imported them into Lightroom. So I'll select a photo here, and you can see that metadata is in. It's showing the Rubato preset, and basically what I have is just my copyright information and a little bit more information down here in a little deeper into the metadata. But I'm going to show you how to create a preset. Basically, you'll come through and you can pick any one of these fields, type in any information you want to be the same on all of your photos, select the checkbox to say this is what you want to sync, and then just hit done. What I've got here, obviously, as I mentioned, is my copyright information, some creator information, so my name, website, location information, some contact information, and then at the very bottom here, I've got some keywords that I put in. Now you can use keyword presets that I will show you in here in a second, but 99% of my work that I do is concert photography, so 99 times out of 100, these are the keywords I want to put on them anyway. So I just have it as a part of my set metadata preset. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hit done there. I actually don't want to save it because I've already got it saved. I don't need another one. Make sure it's applied. And if you go up here to keywording, you'll see those keywords that I put in are showing up right here. But you can also go to keyword sets, and this is where I talked about those metadata presets, or those keyword presets, sorry. You can set up presets, so if you do different types of photography work, so say you do outdoor photography, or you do portraits, or you do weddings, you can say, here are the keyword set that I use for weddings, here's the keyword set that I use for portraits, and you can apply those really quickly and really easily without having to go through and either manually type them or search through a list and and select them. It's just a way easier way to do things. But like I said, 99% of my work, these are the keywords that I use anyway, so I just have them come on as part of my metadata. The only other field that I'm going to mess with in metadata that I didn't mess with before is the title field, and I'm going to do that once I have these separated out by artist, and that's where I'll put the artist name in. So for now, that's all we're going to do with metadata, but I'll come back to it later for that. Now I'm going to select this first photo here where the beginning of Whitney Rose is set, and then scroll over and try and find the last photo of Whitney Rose's set, which I believe is right there. And I'm going to do a color label. I love color labeling. It's a really easy way to focus your way into just a specific set of images so you're not distracted by everything, especially when you're doing shows with multiple acts, 3, 4. Sometimes if you're going to a music festival, you come home and you've got 15 different acts on one Lightroom catalog, and it just gets really overwhelming. So it's easy for me just to break it down and go, I'm going to focus on one artist at a time, get done editing that, and then move on to the next artist, or get done paring that down and then move on to the next artist. And that way, it makes it a little more manageable chunk, so you're not sitting there looking at 2,000 images at once going, how am I going to get through all this? You're looking at 100 at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and color label this red. And then now, while I have all of those selected, those are obviously all Whitney Rose. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Whitney Rose, hit enter. And now all of these photos have Whitney Rose as the title. Now when I go into, upload them into most online instances, whether that's a WordPress site or a Squarespace site or Flickr, 500 pixels, any of those, it will actually pull this information and pull it in as the caption of the photo. I'm going to do the same thing here with the Marty Stewart photos. So select the first one, go to the very end, select the last one, color label it yellow, and title it Marty Stewart. So now my metadata is all set. So all of that is done. We've color labeled everything, so we can now filter and show just certain photos. So now say I just want to see photos from the opener from Whitney Rose. So now I'm looking at just 97 of these 285 photos that are from Whitney Rose's set. And that makes it really easy to kind of keep track of how many photos you're looking at for an artist. I try and keep it below 20 photos per artist if I can. Sometimes that's harder with bigger bands, especially if it's a band that has a lot of action on stage. Sometimes it can be really easy to feel like, you've got 40 photos that are really good and worth posting. But my goal is always to keep it below 20. So I'm going to try and get this 97 photos down to 20. And the way I do that is through using the flag feature in Lightroom. Now, flagging can be done in a number of different ways. You can right click, you can come up here to set flag. You have flagged, unflagged, and rejected. You can come down here and actually just hit in the corner and pick a photo or flag a photo there. The way I like to do it is with the keyboard shortcuts, and it is P for pick or flag, and then X for reject. And you can see those indicated up here in the corner of the photos, or down here in the corner of the photo. Black is for a rejected photo, and white is for a picked photo. So at this point, I like to go and put it into loop mode so you can see a little bit more of the photo, and then I will make sure the caps lock key is on, which is really important in speeding up the process, because when the caps lock key is engaged, hitting X or P to either pick or reject a photo will then automatically move to the next photo. So you can really quickly and easily move through all of your photos without having to constantly be going back to your mouse or to your keyboard keypad number or keypad up and down, left and right. So you can just go pick X. Actually, let's X that one. X that one. You kind of just go through really quickly, and it just makes it to where you're not having to spend all of your time navigating with your mouse. I kind of do like that one, even though her arm is being covered. So I'm going through right now just really quickly and picking some photos that I think are usable and workable, and that I can get some decent stuff out of once I go into editing. And I think I've got enough right now, so that's enough for now. And now I can go through and I can filter and say, just show me the photos that I have picked. So we've got them all here. I've got it down to 10 right there. Really quick, really easy. Now I'm going to do the same thing for Marty Stewart. So let's turn those off, get down to just the Marty Stewart photos. Now what I did there is I turned the filter off to show me all different settings or flag statuses, and then now I'm showing myself only the color label yellow. So I'll go through again and pick some photos. A lot of these are very similar. We can kind of get a handful of these picked. Okay, and then we'll turn the filter on there, and then we'll show the Whitney Rose photos as well. And now we've got it down to 19 photos here. So we've got 19 photos now, and we're ready to go into the develop module. Thank you very much for joining me, and if you have any questions regarding anything we went over in part 2, preparing for the develop module, please let me know, and I will see you here for part 3.